Did you ever miss out on a game from a generation you just didn't play, or missed out on it because you couldn't afford it or never found it and then heard about it years later? Well, HollowBody fits right into that niche, but it's not actually a game from 2000s. It's not a game from the PS2, but it feels like lost media that's just released to the public now. It is a tech-noir survival horror, influenced by cyberpunk stuff, influenced by horror movies. Mainly Silent Hill is a big player in its inspirations, but HollowBody is set in Britain in a almost dystopian post-apocalyptic future, and being from the UK, this is just reminiscent of Lockdown, those also UK movies like Shaun of the Dead or 28 Days Later, but mixed with more of a darker tone, and even the black mould focused in the game as sort of a hive mind antagonist weird thing invading the houses and the environments. It harkens back to it's an actual problem in the UK, especially in cheaper houses, council estates, of black mould. So there's been some research and good inspiration for this game. But like I said, it feels like lost media. It feels like something that should have come out back then, but it's coming out today. But that is how it's been created. It's the PS2 era visuals, the PS2 era feel. It's so incredibly well done and filled with so much passion. I mean, I don't want to go into too much with the story and spoil it, but in terms of its visual presentation, its ambience and its music, it's absolutely fantastic. It has an interesting protagonist that actually talks and isn't cheesy dialogue. The voice acting here is actually really good.
Oh dear, you were doing so well. It's a shame you're not cut out for this. Such a filthy mouth for such a pretty little thing.
What are you trying to achieve here? Why do you keep calling me?
Why do you keep picking up?
And features tons of different accents from the UK, West Country, Liverpudlian, just everything. It features everything that would make a survival horror experience. We have puzzles, we have combat, just a host of weapons that you can pick up, a bow and arrow, you have a signpost, a nail board. The key items you normally come across, first aid sprays, a lighter, even a radio that can tune into certain locations and give you incredible world building experiences and tales of what was happening to a family or a couple or a child or just a random guy in the middle of an area, and it could be in a street, in a bedroom, in a block of flats, on the top of a roof. You may meet someone. So there is other things going on here, and it really reminded me of Everyone's Gone to the Rapture, tuning in and listening to those narrative set pieces and Easter eggs and lost signals that give you a clue into what was going on at the time of this entire kind of post-apocalyptic accident.
Suddenly got a conscience, don't you think? I didn't sign up for this shit. I wanted to help. You really thought all those background checks and waivers with some humanitarian effort or something? Give me a break. You need the money just like the rest of us. We're burying fucking bodies, man. People. They don't deserve to end like this. Do we have a problem here? I need to make that call.
Even its saving method harkens back to Silent Hill 2. You can use a telephone or telephone box to save the game, with a red splash across the screen and save options. There is so much love and care. It's more than an homage, it's pushing the genre forward as well, with a very creative but obviously inspired product. I really care about the individual stories as well as we come across them, like I mentioned, and the whole experience might be short, but it's sweet. 6 to 8 hours to complete this. This isn't something that is going to take 200 hours. It's not an RPG. It's not something like that. It's more akin to an RE experience where it's replayable. And speaking of replay value, you can unlock different difficulties, a hard, brutal mode, you can unlock a first person mode. There is replay value here, and I feel it's going to be something that is nostalgic but new, and it will stick with you even in its shorter amount of hours to complete it. For me, it just feels like the pinnacle of the indie horror genre. There's always been, this game comes out, it does this well, or this game comes out, it does this well. I've never come across something that handles so many gameplay mechanics and set pieces and environments and storytelling all in one package that works just incredibly well overall. It's a real achievement. This was made by one person. One person made this. It's just insane. Obviously other people were involved in terms of the cast and the voice acting, but this was one person's vision that took a few years, and wow, it's just an achievement. I am personally quite connected to the PS2 era. It is one of my favourites. It's just something that's special to me, and I'm sure a lot of you also find that era quite special and nostalgic. But being from Britain as well, like just the environment and the ambience of this game, like the level design and how things are just presented to someone from the UK. We always see the US, or we may see Asian countries, or Australia even. It's very rare that you see the UK represented in video games. And everything from the UI, the menu, just the interactable elements and the HUD and everything like that, I love it. It's got that cyberpunk flair that mixes so well with the drab and dreary darkness of England in this hellscape. It itches every scratch that my brain could want as a survival horror fan, and I couldn't praise it enough for that. There is some issues I have with the game, such as the camera having problems at times or sound effect bugs, but it's nothing that is game breaking to the point that can't be patched out or fixed. Again, one person made this. I am going to be more forgiving than a AAA company. I also found that the map could have been handled a lot better. It was probably one of the only downsides, that I didn't even know if I'd even been in the same room, and it can get quite confusing in the apartment sections of the game. But at the same time, there's so many small subtexts at play, and oh god, the whole telephone conversations about Little Sparrow and broken wings, and it's a very back and forth with this eerie voice. It's reminiscent of Alan Wake 2 as well, that I really think probably that's where the inspiration for that came from, but I may be wrong, but it's just a really cool moment. There's even options for dialogue choices at points that I've come across, which is adding like RPG level, very light level mechanics into there, and it does have an impact because I unfortunately caused someone to unalive themselves, whereas other people have saved them, so I'm not sure if there's more choices in the game or not like that I may have missed. There's jump scares and spooks, but a lot of the time it's a lot of building up and tension, and it's done so incredibly well with the music and the street level exploration and the claustrophobic maybe tunnels and stuff you go through. And personally, there was a church puzzle involving candles and gravestones, and I really liked that. It made me like rack my brain a bit, but yeah, there's just so much going for this game. I think this is going to be a game that people talk about for a long time, that surprised the community, that people didn't see coming. It's definitely a creative masterpiece, even if people don't agree it's a technical masterpiece, or they may not like the story as much, but this is genuinely something special that comes around in every so many years. And we're definitely in that renaissance and kind of revival of survival horror with the likes of Crow Country and Conscript, and now this, and the RE remakes definitely paved a bit of a way for this as well, to bring this kind of genre back. And even when other games like Alone in the Dark remake haven't really pushed the boundaries, or they've kind of disappointed people, seeing one man create this amazing experience really shines and showcases that survival horror is probably the best, if not niche, genre in gaming. But overall, if you really like sci-fi horror, or kind of noir, post-apocalyptic stuff, this is going to be a game for you. And if you like the PS2 era and you really like survival horror, this is all your presents on Christmas Day in one big pile for you to enjoy. And I couldn't recommend it enough. It's rare for me to be excited when I'm playing these kind of games. There's so many that promise so much but don't deliver, and I feel this is something where I didn't get overhyped and didn't look too much into it, even though I covered it in a previous Hidden Horrors video. But it completely took me by surprise and I enjoyed every moment of it. I think it's the kind of game that will get a cult classic status. It will be known by maybe a niche amount of people, but be given a bigger audience over time. When Silent Hill first came out, that also was not massively known, apart from being an RE competitor as such. But I don't know, there's something really, really, really cool and unique about HollowBody that it just pleases my brain in ways I can't fully explain in a video. I'm just super happy to see more and more of these games coming to PC that eventually spring onto console, like Crow Country before it, like You Will Die Here Tonight. HollowBody can certainly hold its own and proves it is a Goliath in the indie horror scene. It's got tactful, impactful combat, great voice acting, an insane ambience, aesthetic and environment full of world building and interesting characters and things to explore and discover, with simple to complex puzzles that really test your skills at times. Enemies that ramp up in certain areas but settle down in other areas, so it's not always an action focused moment. All stitched together in a beautifully PS2 level visual presentation that I just adore. With undertones and themes that really make you think and pay attention, which is something I really appreciate. I don't like surface level things, I like deep meanings to things. I hope I've convinced you enough to give this game a try if you're a fan, and if you're not a fan, I still think it's very much worth a try. On this channel I love to focus on horror games or retro games, and this is the best of both worlds, bundled up for £14 to £15 or $18 to $20. I did receive a key for this, so just so you know, if you want an unbiased opinion, I try to be unbiased as much as I can, but you know, just so you're aware. And that's my thoughts and opinions and viewpoints on HollowBody. It's just an incredible experience, and I could talk about it for hours, and I'm sure there's going to be deep analysis of the story and the lore and 5-hour retrospectives in the future. But I'm here just to share my thoughts on a game that took me by surprise. I'm excited to keep playing and really puts itself on the map. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I really do appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I do really appreciate all of that. The support for the channel has been great lately, and when indie devs reach out or I get the opportunity to cover these kind of games, I really want to do my part to push it into the internet sphere and let you all know about it. Let me know in the comments if this game takes your fancy, if you've already bought it or this is the first time you're hearing about it. I'd love to know your opinions too. And I'll see you soon in the future. Bye bye. Whoa, I am... Whoa, there's an eyeball in the fucking wall! No! Yeah! There's an eyeball in the wall. Is this a boss? No! Ow! Ow! You're abusing me in my own house. Down on the floor where you belong, trash. Oh god, that actually scared the shit out of me. Oh, look at that. What the hell, man?